So adding extensions for brackets is really easy to do, and some of these must-have extensions, one that I absolutely can't do without is the Beautify extension. So I use this on a regular basis, and this allows you to format HTML, CSS, and JavaScript with JS Beauty. So you can see that I already have Beautify installed here, so there's some more information on it here as well. So if I wanted to open that up, and it opened up in my other browser, so I can just copy and paste it there. And we see that this one as well, it's available within GitHub, so we can see all that information here and what's involved with it. So we can see what it's doing, more details, and so on. So that's Beautify, and what this one does is when I'm writing out some code, so if I have a whole bunch of bad formatted code, so if I have something like this, I can save it, and now when I right click here, so I've got my quick edit, which we're going to look at in the upcoming lessons, which is another really cool thing that Brackets has to offer. There's quick docs, select all, so I've already actually selected all with the Control A, and Beautify. So what Beautify does is that reformats some of the code. So although it didn't fix all this white space here within that HTML, it does reformat my code so it's more readable. So if I didn't have this indented or something like that, that way we would see more of what Beautify is doing. So we can see that it does the indentation and so on. So it's probably not the best example because usually you'd have a whole ton of code, and when you do Beautify you'd see quite a bit of difference. So I don't really have too much going on here with HTML and with CSS and JavaScript, so that's why we're not really seeing too much happening here. But again, Beautify is another one of those ones that it's a must-have extension. Definitely add that into your extension list. So there's also some additional really cool ones. So if you're using Angular, of course, Angular. So Angular is becoming really popular, and if you do use Angular on a regular basis, there's a few that do code hinting for Angular. So Material Angular code hints, Angular snippets as well, Angular JS for brackets. So a lot of really cool stuff with Angular. Another one that's really neat is the Brackets CSS. So you can see that it's going to finish up that search there. So this one over here where we've got the CSS color preview, so preview colors with your CSS file. So I close it and go into my CSS. And now when you go into the CSS, I had to restart the application so I can enable it, and I have the ability to toggle it on and off. So any styling that I do, any colors that I add in, so if we're unsure what a particular color looks like, we can see it here within that preview area on the left-hand side. And we can see yellow stands out a little bit better. So we see that we've got that ability here. And then this is also really useful because sometimes if you're using these odd color patterns, as well as if you're opening up a style sheet and you've got a whole bunch of color themes, it's a lot easier to spot out the colors when you see them here on the left-hand side. So another one that's really cool extension to add in here. So this is going to be a Brackets file tabs. And what this is going to do is it's going to update where your tabs are located. So sometimes you might not want them here on the left hand side, so you want them here at the top. And the way to do that is update and set up another extension. And let's wait for that one to install as well. So see, that's successful. We've got that installed, and so again, we're going to have to restart the application to, I believe, to show you, oh no, we've got it here. So showing working files as tabs. So when I enable that, I can see the working files as tabs there. So you've probably seen this in a bunch of other editors. So this type of tabbing here at the top. So now I can even hide the sidebar. And I can just use the tabs here at the top to navigate between the different files. So in the next lesson, I'm going to talk more about the different extensions and talk again about some really cool extensions that are worth checking out within Brackets. So it's coming up in the next lessons.